Hi everyone. This video will show you how to do a quick detailed stress study using Fusion 360 and SIMSOLID. Okay, here we are in Fusion 360. What we want to do is do a very quick analysis and see if we can capture the stress concentrations in these very small holes in the C channel. So I'm in Fusion 360. To get into SIMSOLID, I need to use my plugin. And the plugin will be here in the model workbench. If you don't see it, you can always load it by going to Scripts, Add-ins, and make sure you have the SIMSOLID add-in there. Okay, once you do, it's very simple to use. Just take the geometry you want to analyze. Anything that's visible will be analyzed. Pick this button. It loads it in SIMSOLID, and here is the model there. It loads all geometry and material properties. So let's do a quick analysis. Let's just constrain this face here at this end. And let's just pull in the other one so we get the stress concentration in those small holes. I'll do just a unit extensional pressure, like that. And now I just analyze. Again, there's no mesh in SIMSOLID, so it solves it by default adaptively 3 times, pass 1, pass 2, pass 3. And here is my, let's look at principal stresses. Let's just zoom up here. And you can see that we get a very nice detailed stress concentration in that hole, in spite of the fact that we didn't do any local remeshing around the hole or anything like that. So very fast and accurate. Let's go back though and try it again with a little bit different geometry. So let's go back into Fusion. And this time, let's do something a little bit more complicated. Let's use this model. So it's a different model. It's still the same C channel, but now we have a bunch of holes. We have long, thin holes this way. We have holes this way, and we got a couple big ones there. So I can pick my add-in again, but this time it works differently. It says you can go to a new file, or you can go to an existing file. And let's go to the existing project, because when I do that, it creates a new design study. But notice what it does. In spite of the fact that this is a completely separate model file, it was smart enough to say, oh, this is a second design study. Let's copy all the loads and constraints from the first one. And so it's down here, all the loads are there and good to go. So I got it, I'm all set to run here. I just need to say analyze. Solving it adaptively again. And here we are. So let's look at the stresses there. So here is, the stresses in the first one. Here's the stresses on the second one. And even though we have a whole bunch of holes, it didn't take much longer. So you can see we still capture all the fine stress detail in all these holes. So now to do that in a traditional solver, you could do it. It's not that difficult. However, you have to spend a lot of time with the mesh generator. You have to make sure you have adequate resolution around each of these holes. But in SIMSOLID, all that's done for you automatically. So even though we're doing it very quick, we're still capturing all this stress detail. Okay, let's go back one more time though, and let's go back into Fusion. Let's try it, this model here. And now let's do an assembly, because SIMSOLID really is an assembly solver. And this time we'll do the same C channel with all the holes, but let's do it twice. And we'll have we have bolts, nuts, and a bunch of washers there as well. So let's try to take that. Again, we'll pick here. We'll go into that existing project. And it makes a third design study. Now this time it copies as much as it can, but it didn't know about, it did associate that load. Of course, I think what I probably want to do is put the load on both channels, so it's very easy to do. I'll just go back and double click on the constraint, add that second face, and that one's all ready to go. I'll go back to the pressure, double click on it to edit it, and add the second face there as well. So now let's just analyze that. And again, even though I've done very little to set up the runs, I'm getting a detailed stress study done on the original CAD geometry without any, local remeshing or local manipulation of the geometry. It's all done with the default conditions, all done automatically. So here is our stresses on this model, and you can see we capture all this nice, stress detail there, up in the holes here, here, down there, all with default solutions, all done very rapidly, all direct from CAD. Model 1, simple, a little bit more complex, a little bit more complex. I invite you to try that in your analysis system and see if it's as easy to do as it is in SIMSOLID. Again, thanks for watching.